Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the channel. I hope you're doing well. I had mentioned earlier in the week that I was going to do a review of the BOOX Pen 2 Pro along with the Go 10.3, and I found that I just wasn't enjoying the experience with the stylus, and so I kind of pivoted. I didn't want to have the negative feelings I was having about a stylus impact my early impressions and thoughts on what is, by all accounts, a good device, which is the Go 10.3. So I decided to break these out. So this is going to be a very short video. We're just going to talk about some of the issues I have with this stylus, and it's not what you may think. I think this may be a great stylus for some people. I think some might really enjoy it. It does have an eraser, which is helpful. There are just other components of it that I'm just not enjoying. Let's go ahead, jump into it. I will see you here in a minute to show you on the demo, and then we will come back and have some final thoughts. All right, for this, I am going to use the Go 10.3 just to show you kind of on a BOOX device what this stylus is. And before we do that, let's take a little bit of a look at the stylus itself. You'll notice that this is almost identical, and I actually let Trey borrow my black version of this with the Note Air 4C because I let him borrow the Note Air 4C to test it out. I wanted to get his engineering perspective on it. But you'll notice that these pens are almost identical except for a couple of key features. One, you'll notice here there's the ridging, which I actually like on these pens quite a bit. I like having that tactile feel. This is smooth, so it's completely smooth on the sides. You'll also notice that there's no eraser feature on the back, and of course the Pen 2 Pro has the eraser. Now there is no button on either of these styli, so I think that's important to understand. The biggest difference that I can talk about, and I know I get a lot of heat for actually liking this stylus. I love my Heart of Metal, don't get me wrong. I love my Norris Digital Jumbo, but this BOOX regular pen I like a lot from a weight perspective. It's got good weighting to it, and it's easy to write with. Plus, it has this nice cone-shaped tip, and I like that. This one does have a little bit more of a taper to it, and you can see here it's a little bit more tapered. Overall, they're very similar. The biggest difference being the eraser. That's primarily that and the texture. They're almost identical in size when you put them side by side, except for the eraser itself. Now, why did I say this was distracting? Well, it was distracting for a couple of reasons. First of all, when you go to write with it, it's not got a good weighting to it, for me. And that's really important. Now I can get fairly close to the tip, which I enjoy, so I can write with this, but it just doesn't flow like I do with the other pen, and I don't know how to describe it other than it just feels so, it's not well balanced, and I don't know why that is. I don't know what they changed, and it also could be a combination of the weight and the grip, because the grip is really causing me some issues here because I'm sliding, and when I use this other pen I get a nice firm grasp and it's not going to move unless I want it to. So when I write with this, I just get so much of a better feel. Atrocious handwriting, so apologize for that, folks. But so that's kind of the biggest con to me, and also the eraser. And I don't know why, but it doesn't really feel like an eraser. It just feels like a hard piece of plastic, and I don't know how they managed to do that on something like the Norris. But when I go to use this eraser, you actually get a tactile feel as if it is a true eraser, as if this is rubber and you're erasing the text. And it's just really nice. It just really works well. I actually do like the BOOX nib. So it's not about the actual nib itself. It writes just as well, just as good a latency as the traditional pen. And so I don't know why you would upgrade. This particular pen is $79.99 for that, and I don't know that the eraser function is worth that. I don't know why you would really need this when you have things like Scribble Erase. And so I don't know. It's six of one, half dozen of another. If you truly like this style of pen, if you like to have that eraser on the back, this could be a decent stylus for you. I don't know that I would recommend it for someone who is agnostic about that. If you're in an environment like if you like Scribble Erase and if you like the Supernote and the way it handles gestures, if you like any other device, this will work on absolutely any device. Now, there are proprietary nibs, but as far as the EMR standard, you can use this on anything. But I just don't know that I would go for the extra of doing that. And maybe that's just me. And let me know down in the comments if you disagree. But for me, unfortunately, the biggest thing is you can't buy this pen currently, which is the one I prefer. The only one you can buy other than the capacitive pens on their website right now are going to be the new active styli. They do have their triangle pen listed, but it's listed out of stock. And I don't know when that might come back in. That's just a little bit of a different stylus as well. Yeah, so for me, I was able to find this on Amazon, and you're looking at $55.99. So for an extra $24, I just don't see the value in this for just the eraser. Now, again, let me know down in the comments if there's something else about this pen that I'm missing, but the weighting is better to me, and the quality of the writing and that textured feel on the outside is something I really enjoy. But those are my thoughts. Let's jump back over and we will close out. All right, everybody. Well, this is one of those times when I am talking about a product and I just really don't know how to feel about it. For some people, this would be great. For me, not so much. And the main reason being that it's not practical for me. It's not weighted as well. It's not as balanced. The eraser isn't something that I generally need or want. Although I do admit on the Norris Digital Jumbo, I love the eraser. And I think it's because it mimics the feel of a pencil. And the entire stylus mimics the feel of a pencil. So if you grew up in a certain age, a certain era, and you're used to writing with non-mechanical pencils, it's probably one of the best simulations out there. This, not so much. And again, it's not BOOX's fault. It's not, anything that they've done. And they were kind enough to send me this stylus to take a look at for free. But they have no control over the content. They probably are maybe going to be surprised by what I've had to say about it. But again, for the right person, this would be fine. I do see it as overpriced. When you compare this type of a pen to something like the Norris, which is significantly cheaper, the Lamy AL Star, which is significantly cheaper, the white version of the original Pen Plus, or the black version of the Pen Plus, that is significantly cheaper, or even the Heart of Metal pens, some of them that are cheaper. Now, those are proprietary to the Supernote, or you have to get the Feel Right film and put that on another device. You can, because their EMR technology, make that happen. So the pricing on this just doesn't make a lot of sense to me. And combine that with the feel, the weight, all of the different components, and I don't know who it's for. But let me know in the comments, what do you think? Am I way off base? Do you love this pen? If you do, please tell us why. Tell the community. I mean, there's a reason we have comments. There's a reason that I invite you all to send me messages. I want to know what you love about this stylus. Maybe I'm missing the boat. Maybe I haven't figured out the best way to implement it or to use it. Maybe it's a device combination, because we do know that the devices have a different feel depending on the screen surfaces. So maybe this is just bad on the go. Maybe I'll, try it on the Note Max and see if that improves, or try it on the Note Air 4C when I get that one back from Trey after he borrows it for a while. But so far, in just writing quickly on those, I didn't feel any better about it. But the only one that I was writing extensively on and doing a lot of things on was the Go 10.3. And I do want to give this a fair shot and a fair shake. But let me know what you think. Drop those comments down below. And until next time, thank you all so much for being here, and keep on moving forward. Bye now.